Hey, my name is Phillips Workman, and I'm a freshman from Monticello, Georgia. And this is my vlog on my new student dialogue that I attended about a month back. And I attended the Mental Health Awareness and Stigma Dialogue, which was good. It was the one that I wanted to attend and felt like that I could contribute the most to. And it was in Norris Hall. And I can't remember the two names of the facilitators, but I thought they did a really good job, and they kept us on track. But even though they were really good, and I thought we had a group of good people, I don't think we achieved true dialogue. Everything seemed a little forced, maybe because we didn't have too much experience with the topics that were in the dialogue. I thought it would be more college applicable mental health ideas like stress and dealing with friends and relationships and forming your own life away from home and things like that. But it was on some more mainstream mental health issues such as depression and suicide. And I think just the nature of those ideas creates a more reserved group, which is probably a good thing because no one wants to be too active about those things. And the fact that we didn't have anyone who was too active, I think, shows that our group, we really didn't have much experience with these topics, which is good because no one wants to have experience with depression or suicide. Those are awful things. I thought that I was one of the more active voices of our group, not really because I wanted to be, but I felt that I kind of had to be just to keep it moving. The facilitators would ask a question, and we'd all kind of sit there and look at each other, which is typical of any group at the beginning, but sometimes group dynamics play out, so by the end, you're in a more meaningful dialogue. But that really didn't work out. It kind of stagnated from the beginning to the end. So they would ask a question, and after a few minutes no one said anything, I would try to give something up, which helped speed it along, so I felt like I kind of played my role. And on to why dialogue is a component of Library 100. I see the idea behind it. It makes sense in theory that getting Clemson students together who are from a wide range of socioeconomic, racial backgrounds and who can bring a unique perspective to all these new student dialogues, especially mental health, because everyone comes from a different family dynamic. But it's a good idea, but I think in practice it doesn't play out as well as it does on paper. Because mental health especially is a field that no one's too comfortable talking about. You know, your own thoughts are your private thoughts. So, and especially if maybe someone did have an experience with depression or suicide, that's not really something that you want to share in front of people you don't know very well. It's something that you talk about with your family or your closest friends or your religious leader. I know lots of people who have problems with depression and suicide like that. They seek help in their faith and with their church leaders. But I think dialogue will be helpful in my university experience, but not in the way that the new student dialogues were formed. Because my dialogue will be between me and a professor, and especially since I'm a humanities major, I'm not an engineer, the career that I go into will be more communications based. And any sort of career that you're dealing with people, you're going to experience dialogue with an infusion of different ideas and different perspectives. But I think that's a more organic dialogue than the new student dialogue, which is more of an artificial dialogue. And my overall thoughts on the new student dialogue, like I said, it makes sense in theory, but in practice, it doesn't turn out to be as well as it doesn't turn out as well as it seems it should. And I don't think it should be a requirement for future Library 100 sessions. I think maybe as an option for maybe even a Clemson Connect Plus, this would be a requirement. But I know for me, it just became something to check off a list. I don't think I really got anything meaningful out of it. It was hard to schedule because I'm a busy student, as are the other 3,000 people in the freshman class, and this really puts one more burden on us rather than benefiting us. It just hassles us. So it's a good idea, but if there's the organizers need to meet and figure out how to make it more efficient and more student friendly and more relatable to the student. So I hope that elucidates my new student dialogue, and I'm signing off.